you?
टेस्टिंग गाय। जैसा कि सर आपको पता है कि आज का एजेंडा जो हमारा वो होने वाला यही है कि व्हाई सेल्सफोर्स इज एक्चुअली ग्रोइंग। एंड आपको यहाँ पे पॉडकास्ट में इनविटेशन आपने एक्सेप्ट किया। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल इट मींस अ लॉट फॉर मी एंड माय चैनल दैट इज सेल्सफोर्स टेस्टिंग गाय।
No,
एंड यू नो इन ऑर्डर टू
my honor to actually join your podcast and share the information with the community. So thank you so much for sharing the invitation.
true. Thank you so much. And in order to start this particular talk about like why Salesforce is growing, I just wanted to know कि आप अपनी जर्नी के बारे में बताएं कि फ्रॉम एम्प्लॉयर टू एम्प्लॉयर क्या है यहाँ, आपने क्या कैसे कैसे स्टार्ट किया, कैसे आपके मन में आया कि यार अब मेरे को सेल्स फोर्स में ही जाना है, तब मैं एक्सपीरियंस ले लिया, क्यों ना अब मैं इसको इससे एम्प्लॉयमेंट जनरेट करूं। तो सर
So actually my journey started 6 years ago when I was working into the technical support as in tech sales executive, and later on I decided let's just move to the technical part. So through my connection, I got to know about Salesforce. I was not aware at that time. Actually, I'm going to work in Salesforce, or I was going to work in the basically a consulting firm to do the Salesforce implementation. So
okay,
from that time, there was just a recruitment app PDF documentation that were available. You have to just do that, and based on that, you will be able to enhance your admin skills. So by the time I was able to know about Salesforce, okay, this is actually a CRM platform, and then we actually are doing that as an implementation.
okay.
So that's how my journey started in Pune, and after that, I moved to Faridabad. I joined K Cloud Technology. So I started there as a Salesforce developer, and few years later, I was working as a team lead there, handling a team of approx 15 to 20 people for doing the implementation and as well as take care of all the office works like project management or take care of different departments apart from the development side. So my journey started when I was working in K Cloud and I was taking care of the team. And apart from that, I was quite good in terms of my communication skills because previously I was working in technical support. So I have a good interaction with the US and Europe clients. So just because of that, I was pretty confident that I will be able to do the consultancy part as well.
True.
So these are the two things that make me confident. Okay, this I can open a consulting firm. But then there was another challenge, how we will get the project. So here comes the challenge of pre-sales. So from K Cloud Technologies, I was working there. So I got to have an introduction with clients. I was actually involved in the first call to take care of all the pre-sales part, like providing them the introduction to the company. After that, taking care of their business requirement and designing the solution. So pretty doing that time by time, I was getting confident that opening a consulting firm won't be a bad decision. That's how from an employer to basically from an employee to employer, that was my journey.
True. And I just wanted to know, like, Salesforce is one of the things that is trending everywhere. Like, I am looking for a job as a Salesforce developer. I am looking for a job as a, Salesforce business analyst, and so on and so forth. According to your perception and your experience, why Salesforce is actually growing? Is the reason main the shortage of resources, or anything other than this?
So I'll tell you, there are two different things that is responsible for this specific ecosystem that people are looking for a job in Salesforce ecosystem. So first thing is Salesforce expanding their market apart from Europe, United States to India level. Like previously, it was registered as in Asia Pacific in Singapore as in Salesforce, but few years ago, I think 2 years ago, they have registered Salesforce India Private Limited. So now they are actually planning to expand their business into the Indian territory as well. So that is the first reason, because when you are going to capture the different market, you're going to have more customers and you will be requiring a more bandwidth. So that is one of the first reason. That's why you can say that we are having a shortage of resources in Salesforce ecosystem. And another thing, the quality of community, the Trailblazer community is very much active, and that is already because Salesforce is supporting that community. So they
Okay.
have an individual department, or basically say they have individual focus on the Trailblazer community. Salesforce is investing every year on the Trailblazer community million of dollars so that they can make the developers aware about the platform, because at the end it's just like a chain. Once the developers will be able to know all the things, obviously at the end it is going to benefit the Salesforce via partners and the customers. So
True.
that's how these are the two reasons I can consider why Salesforce is grooming in terms of the perspective of employment. But if I'll
Okay.
talk about in terms of the customer experience or as a business, so the centralization of data is the one thing.
Okay.
Like that, we have multiple products available on the Salesforce CRM platform. Initially it was just a CRM, but now if you wanted to grow your business, if you wanted to run your business on the Salesforce platform, not pretty sure like 100%, but 99% you don't need to purchase any other product. Either
True.
it's marketing cloud or it's a sales cloud. So for each of your department, Salesforce currently have all the products available.
Okay.
So giving that kind of confidence to the customer is one of the main reasons Salesforce is growing.
And according, like for example, there are n number of CRMs available in the market,
Hmm.
but why Salesforce has been leading the market from last 7 years continuously? It is not limited to just a CRM, but according to your perception and experience that you are into the sales from last 6 years, what is your thoughts over that particular point?
So the flexibility that platform provides you is kind of a reason why this is actually making the difference from other CRMs. Either you go with the Oracle or you go with the
True.
SAP, and the user friendly infrastructure of the CRM and the administrative part. Basically, in other CRMs, you will not have that kind of functionality that a normal Salesforce administrative user or a IT administrator can take care of your CRM, but that is possible within the Salesforce CRM.
Okay.
Like currently, you can see that even the flows, the process builders, these are the new basically automation tools that are introduced by Salesforce so that the development part, the coding part can be excluded.
Okay.
So the customer doesn't have to go for the implementation every time when they want to include new business processes within their system.
True. 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 So it is flexible enough. We can say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And other than that, like for example, like what it actually goes behind building a brand, according to you?
So basically, if you say my mantra for building a brand is you have to just take care of your employees, and you don't have to think about the profit, because that is a byproduct when you are working. So I prefer to make a good environment for my employees so that they also feel comfortable or they can enjoy working. That's why within 1 year, like my company's strength is 15 employees in terms of the development,
True.
because I was just focusing on how we can create an environment where everybody can work freely, easily, without having any pressure. I can understand if you're working into the technical, basically jobs, having basically pressure sometimes would be there just because of the learning part.
True.
Because when you are learning new things, it might be a little bit hectic for you. But
True. True.
that is one of my mantra that I'm following, because
Yes. Yes.
if you are taking care of that part, obviously you will get the productivity in your company by
True.
natural.
Like for example, consider a situation where I am a fresher and I just wanted to pursue my career into the field of Salesforce. So according to your perception, what all things that I have to take care of in order to start my career into the Salesforce?
I'll basically, first of all, I always give guidance to all the freshers and the youngsters. First of all, you have to actually decide what are your capabilities and what are your basically the skills. For an example, if you are completing your graduation into the business administration, so
True.
you don't need to be a developer, because currently if you're looking for a job, basically if you go to the Salesforce ecosystem, okay, I want to be a Salesforce administrator or I just want to be a developer. So think like that, like whatever you have invested till your graduation, try to utilize that, because that's how Salesforce providing you a specific platform called Trailhead where you can actually check for either you wanted to be into the sales part of the Salesforce, you wanted to be a marketing administrator, either you wanted to be a business analyst, or you wanted to be a Salesforce sales engineer or support engineer, or you wanted to be a developer. So my perspective is just take care of your skills. You think, okay, this is what I can do in my area, and then you can choose that specific product and try to enhance your skill in that product using the Trailhead platform. Or there are a number of bloggers who are continuously working day and night just to create a good content like you, so that obviously the freshers and everyone can have a knowledge about pursuing their career into the specific platform.
True. Like at an initial level, like for example, consider a situation where a person whose name is John and he is a fresher, and he is looking for a job in the field of Salesforce. But a Salesforce, its name notates that it is totally related to the sales.
Yes, exactly. Most of the people think
Yes.
that that might be a job related to the sales.
Yes. So, like, it is not limited to the CRM. It has multiple clouds. It provides you flexibility enough. That is why it is known as the number one CRM for a reason from last 5 to 6 years continuously.
I
But
think it's more than that. 10
yes,
plus, it's
yes,
what's number one
yes,
CR.
more than 10 plus years. But if you have to define Salesforce in a one line, so how will you define that particular term?
So Salesforce, as Salesforce says, it's just not a software. You can actually run your business on that, so that is basically just not a software. Usually, people understand Salesforce as in software.
True. And like for example, during college placement, most of the companies are mainly coming from in order to hire all those individuals who are looking for a Java profile,
Mhm.
.NET profile. But like for example, your company, for example, in my college name is LBS Hyman, and your company is coming into my college and they are hiring for a Salesforce administrator profile. At that moment in time, a student must have to do all basic things in order to pursue your interview. So, what is your advice over there?
So let's just take an example. My company Makedian comes in your college for a placement. So basically, it depends upon the targeted students. So if I'm looking for a business analyst, I would be actually just taking the interviews of the MBAs or BBA graduates and
Okay.
postgraduates. But if we are looking for a technical guy, like for the Salesforce developer or administrator, so because Salesforce provide you that kind of platform like Trailhead, so what we do basically, we ask students to just take an overview of the Salesforce platform. But if
Okay.
we are talking about just hiring the fresher from scratch, so writing a small code snippet of any language, like I would suggest student to just take care of only one language, make yourself skilled into that one language. It could be C, it could be C++, Java, JavaScript, whatever it is, because at the end, if you wanted to be a developer, your logic building should be strong. And if you
True.
are able to understand the one language, learning the another language wouldn't be a tough task for you, because at the end, the syntax is going to be changed, but the work would be same.
True. True. And like for example, what is your basic advice to the freshers who are looking for a job change? Like for example, I am into the Java developer from last 3 years, and now I'm looking for a switch in the new CRM like Salesforce. So, what all basic things that I have to take care of in order to make a good entry in particular Salesforce?
So basically, like once you are actually trying to move your career from another technology to Salesforce, so you need to understand the platform first of all.
True.
So I would suggest them, so they can make their skills improve into the Salesforce administrative part, because once they will be able to navigate through the CRM, then they can move to their actual job responsibilities. That is the technical part.
True.
So
True. True.
so basically, a basic platform app builder certification or the training of that certification, basically, because if you,
Okay.
just to get the job within the Salesforce, you don't even require certification. But if I'll summarize the training part, so just try to prepare yourself for a platform app builder certification that will give you the overview of the complete platform.
True.
And after that, like if you wanted to be a developer, just go ahead and take a look on what do you exactly want. Do you want it to be a front end developer, or do you want it to be a back end developer? And
Okay.
based on your skills, you can choose. Let's just go through the Apex, and let's just go through the Aura framework or the Visual
Right.
Force Suite or web components.
True. True.
So for an example, if a person is trying to switch from an Angular JS field to the Salesforce
Okay.
with an approx experience of 3 to 5 years, so obviously he's going to have a good skills on Angular JS and all those parts.
True.
So Lightning Web Component would be the one of the thing that she can learn quickly, and
Okay.
by that specific knowledge, he can make entry into the Salesforce industry.
Okay.
So depending upon that, like as you said, someone is looking for a job change who is skilled into the Java.
True.
So basically, just go through the part of the Apex and making yourself strong into the backend part, like triggers, batch classes, or the integrations. One can make the move to basically in Salesforce from the backend developer, like basically. So
Yeah.
that's how